We can all feel that organic content in 2026 has changed. We've gone from motivational quote posts to deep teaching carousels. And honestly, it can be really hard to know how to keep up and where to start. Luckily for you, I study this stuff. And today I'm gonna break down exactly what kind of content is working for business owners in 2026, not just to grow their following, which it does, but also to make money from their followers. So who am I to talk about this? Well, I've gone viral 3 times this year already. And I'll be honest, the first 2 times were a surprise. But the 3rd time was perfectly engineered. But outside of these viral posts, I grow my audience by at least 2,000 followers every single month. And more importantly, I make over $100,000 per month from organic content alone. And these are from posts that don't perform particularly well. And our business overall has an annual run rate this year of over $4 million. And content is a massive part of that. The system I've developed for content, I've shared on stages, I've consulted big accounts like Matt Gray, and I've shared stages with people like Hormozy. I've become well known in helping business owners make 7 figures from small audiences. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the 3 types of content that you need to be making so that you can get new followers, build rapid amounts of trust, and turn those followers into paying clients. Now, before I break down exactly the types of content you need to be using, I need to warn you of the most common mistakes that I see. I review people's content for a living, and I see 2 main mistakes that are made across almost all accounts that I look at. The first one is that you're so focused on going viral that you only make content that attracts audiences in, but you don't make any content that actually shows them what you do and converts them. I have people reaching out to me every single day with millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers that can barely make more than $15,000 a month because they're so focused on making content that attracts people in, but not content that converts them. Or more commonly, I see accounts that have barely any followers and pretty much every single one of their posts is trying to sell their stuff. You gotta think about it like this. People don't open up Instagram hoping to buy something. They're not scrolling on their feed thinking, God, I hope I see an offer for a high ticket coaching program today. Or God, I hope I see a course that I need or a service that I've been wanting to purchase, or open up Instagram for a dopamine fix. And so you want to play into that when you're creating content. Let me show you how. There are 3 types of content that you need to be making to get new followers, get them to rapidly like you, and buy from you. And when you nail those 3 things, you shorten the buyer cycle. It can take months or even years for someone to watch or consume enough of your content to actually be ready to buy from you. By following this process, you can warm someone up in as little as 7 days to make the transaction happen. So the first type of content you want to create is called attraction content. This is content that speaks to a broad range of people under your ideal avatar. So for example, for me, it would be like service business owners who are making more than $20,000 a month, or just business owners in general. If you're in fitness, it'd be people who are trying to lose weight or people who are trying to lose 20 kilos. But as long as you're naming in the video who this is for, it's gonna go and find and reach as many of those people as possible. Attraction style content is content that typically has entertainment value. So it might be funny, it might be a skit, it might be super relatable to your audience. And don't worry, I'm gonna give you some examples very shortly. This is also ASMR content that people can't stop watching. My personal favorites, I love watching guys mow lawns, not because the guys are sexy, get your mind out of the gutter, more so because it's so satisfying to see these long lawns get mowed. I could watch that shit for hours. But this is the kind of content that's gonna bring people into your world. It's gonna make them stop their scroll and go and check out your profile and potentially follow you. So recently, I've gone viral 3 times. All of them were a top of funnel content. They were attraction-based content, hence their virality. So let me break down exactly why each one worked so that you can replicate it. So this carousel here was my most recent viral post. And the reason that it worked was because first and foremost, I was the first to jump on the train. I saw a ton of posts going up about Bieber's Coachella performance. And I thought, wow, everybody's talking about it being authentic and different and unique. And some people were even trashing him, saying it was crap. And all I saw was my unique perspective, which was that you stand out the most in any online space and on stage and in any type of performance, whether that's on Instagram, on Facebook, in real life, if you do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And so my post was really explaining that when everyone's zigging, you should just zag. And I believe that that's why Bieber's performance did so well. And that's why so many people were talking about it. And that's why people will talk about it for years to come, because it was completely different. And it being completely different was exactly my take on this carousel. It was completely different to what everybody else was saying on the internet. And so that's why it worked. But let me be really clear about 2 things. It got me over 800 new followers in this one post alone because it spoke specifically to business owners. And because of the way that Meta's targeting works, it was shown to all of Justin Bieber's fans or anybody who was searching Justin Bieber. And because Justin Bieber was having a viral moment, it meant that it got shown to a lot of people all at once. This video here, this was my most viral video. It's had over 844,000 views, but here's the kicker. I've had over 5,100 new followers from this 7-second video. Let me show you exactly why this worked because you'll be able to copy this one today. The fastest way to get attention, it's really similar to what I said about the Justin Bieber post actually, is that when everyone zigs, you should zag. So when everyone's telling you what you should do as a multi-7-figure business owner, I said, here's what I don't do. So it's a contrarian take. It means it's opposite to what people are seeing on the internet. Additionally, again, it has business owner in it. So it's only being shown to people who are business owners. So those 5,000 followers that I got, they're actually business owner followers. Same with the Bieber post. So I'm not just getting any followers, I'm getting the exact right kind of followers because I'm using the word business in these posts. So here's exactly how you can hack this reel. Anything that you want to teach, here's how you should do this, here's how I would do this, here's advice that I would give you, just change the would, should to wouldn't and won't. So for example, here's advice I wouldn't give you if I was your tax accountant. These contrarian takes are going to perform much better in the algorithm than telling people what to do. Lastly, the reason that this reel went viral was because I put some pretty controversial stuff in this 7-second reel. I told the internet that I pay my cleaner $35 an hour, and that started a lot of controversy in the comments. Remember, in some cases, controversy is your friend. And lastly, this video, unfortunately, this video went viral for all the wrong reasons, but it still got me hundreds of new followers who were business owners. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how much marketing you need to do to be able to hit $30,000 months. And I actually thought the video was very helpful, but I was pretty new to doing video, so I was yelling a lot in the video apparently, which meant that people started coming in the comments and slating me and saying mean stuff about me, and other people were coming back and arguing on my behalf. And then men found it. And when men found it, the comments started rolling in about my hips and how I looked and how beautiful I was, which is very, very lovely and very, very nice. And do I have OnlyFans? And sometimes it's gonna happen. Like I said, it kind of went viral for the wrong reasons, but it still netted me over 500 new followers. And all those followers were female business owners. So everything I've just displayed is attraction-based content. This is getting people to know who you are, to get your stuff in front of them, to hopefully get a follow, but this alone will not make you money. So let me explain the middle of the funnel. Middle of funnel content is content that gets them to like you. So if the top is no, the middle is like, and the bottom will be trust. And I'll get to that in a minute. In order for somebody to buy from you, they have to like you. They have to know that you have shared values, that you're their kind of person, that you get them. And the fastest way, if you're a personal brand, to share like content is to share content about your life, about what you're working on, where you go for coffee, how you like your matcha, anything like that. Sharing personal stuff is going to show people what kind of person you are behind the scenes, not just how much you know. Now, if you're not a personal brand, that's okay. There's lots of ways you could do middle of funnel content that work just as well for you. So if you have a team, it's really awesome. You could do like team skits, you can show your values, you can show team upskilling, things that you're doing in the background. You can also share your personal take on things as a business owner. One of my favorite accounts online is an accountant, and he always takes down advice that other accountants give, and it just makes me laugh and it makes me like him even more. So it can just be witty, funny, relatable content at the middle of funnel. But here's what the middle of funnel should do. It should invite them to take a next action. Let me explain. In this example here, a piece of content that I create for middle of funnel, I do a bit of a personal life update. I talk about my time in Thailand, which we've just moved to, which is amazing, by the way. I share what we've been up to and things that have been happening in our world in business. I usually share some client wins, and I also share some sort of free resource. You will see from the insights on this post that this post didn't perform particularly well for reach and views, but you can also see that we got 118 comments. That's 118 new people on our email list that we didn't have before. That's 118 people who chose to trust me with their emails, and that we can now invite further into our ecosystem. Your middle of funnel content, yes, it needs to make them like you, but the fastest way to build know, like, and trust is when you do middle of funnel paired with, so like content paired with freebies and resources, because the fastest way to build trust is with reciprocity. That means the more you give, the more you get. And so now we've got all these people who are attracted to our business. We brought them further into our funnel. They like us and they're trusting us enough to give us their email address. And then we want to take them through to the bottom of the funnel, where we actually get them to put their hand up and buy from us. So your bottom of funnel content is your conversion content. This is where you make clear offers. Maybe you tell people to book calls. Maybe you invite them to put their hand up to work with you in their world. And this should honestly make up no more than 30 or 40% of your content, depending on your account. Sometimes I see accounts that do 90% of their content as conversion content, and that's a big no-no. So let me give you an example of bottom of funnel content that we have personally used that's generated us over $100,000 in sales. So this is a carousel post I did about our client Becca. Within 8 months in our program, she went from $10,000 a month to $96,000 a month. I put lots of proof in there, and I broke down exactly how she did it step by step. Bottom of funnel content should show proof. It should make it undeniable that you get the results that you say that you get. You'll see in the insights of this post that, again, this post performed even worse than the middle of funnel content. It got barely any likes and barely any comments. But the 34 comments that it did get came through on a very clear call to action. And the call to action was, if you want us to install this into your business, comment the word Becca below and we'll show you how. So these people, these 34 people, put their hand up to have a conversation with us, to jump into a sales conversation with us, to be able to install this system into their business. Because they came in at the top, they were warmed at the middle, and then they were sold at the bottom. So here's why all three matter. If you only post attraction content, people will watch, but they won't buy. If you only post conversion content, people are gonna skip past your offers because they're gonna feel sold to and it's gonna feel pushy. And if you only do middle of funnel content, well, they'll like you, but they won't know what the hell you sell. And so you need to have all three in your ecosystem to take someone from a follower to a buyer. Now here's the kicker. Content alone will not make you money. If it did, I wouldn't have those people reaching out to me with millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers asking me, Steph, how do I monetize my audience? So you might be wondering, well, how do I make them buy from me? How do I actually turn these conversations, these people in my DMs into paying customers? And I'm gonna overly simplify this process for you. You just need to talk to them, especially if your account is under 100,000 followers. Unfortunately, the 2020 to 2023 Instagram boom era has ended. Back then you could put a link on your stories and you'd have 5 sales calls booked the same day. You could put up a post and get thousands of comments and have a many chat sequence that would basically do your sales for you. But the market's become sophisticated. And what that means is they're not just seeing your content anymore. They're seeing hundreds of thousands of other accounts just like yours. And the fastest way to stand out in true Justin Bieber fashion is to do the thing that no one else will do. Most entrepreneurs and business owners are too lazy to speak to their followers. They think they shouldn't have to. They tell themselves they don't have time. But the clients that we work with are doubling and even tripling their revenue in 90 days by spending just 60 minutes a day talking to their audience. So you might be wondering, that's awesome, Steph. I understand that I need to make attraction content. I need to make content that makes them like me, and I need to make conversion content, but how much should I be making of each? Well, I think the easiest and fastest way that you can break it down is just to do 33.33333% of each so you get an even spread, and then monitor your results. To be honest though, it is completely individual. If you're getting a lot of views but you're not getting a lot of buyers, then I'd probably recommend switching to more middle and bottom of funnel content. If you're really, really good at having conversations and converting your followers, but you just need more followers in the pipeline, then I'd focus more on attraction content for a little while. And you might be wondering, should I do more carousels, more reels, and what other formats should I potentially be trying? Well, I'll make another video about that soon. But for now, I would just do 50-50 of each and see which performs best for your audience. Although we are seeing carousels perform particularly well right now. Now, if you've got this far into this video, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your focus and attention. And second of all, I want to reward you. To make it really easy for you to crush content using this exact framework that I've given you today, I've actually made a free resource for you with 100 content ideas, a top, middle, and bottom of funnel for 4 different service-based industries: coaching, professional services, beauty, and trades. And I've linked that in the description below. All you need to do is take a screenshot of your social media bio, take the download that I've given you today, and throw them both into Claude and ask it to come up with content ideas for you. If you found this video helpful, I would be so appreciative if you would like and subscribe. Or if you want help nailing your content and installing the funnels that I spoke about today, you can click the link below, Start Success School, and have a conversation with our team about how that would look.